Hello everyone. I am Lokesh INP, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce, Government Arts and Science, Autonomous College, Karwar. This session I am going to explain financial market and institution which relates to first semester BCom affiliated to Karnataka University, Dharwad. E-content session number is 51. Session title is Objectives and Significance Single and Multiple Regulators. Lesson objectives are to understand the meaning of single versus multiple regulator, to understand the argument in favor of single regulator, to understand the argument against the idea of a single regulator, and acts related to financial sector regulations in India. After this session, learning outcomes are student will able to understand the meaning of single versus multiple regulators. The student will able to understand argument in favor of single regulator. Student will able to understand arguments against the idea of a single regulators. The student will able to know various acts related to financial regulators in India. Firstly, the meaning of single regulator. Single regulator, a need was felt for a single unified regulator who can oversee the entire financial services market. In India, also there are many regulators, namely RBI, SEBI, FMC, IRDAI, who supervise various financial markets. Single regulator, ಏಕ ನಿಯಂತ್ರಕರು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಯಾರು? ಹಣಕಾಸು ಸೇವೆಯ ಮಾರುಕಟ್ಟೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಎಂಟೈರ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾರುಕಟ್ಟೆಯ ಒಂದು ನಿಯಂತ್ರಣವನ್ನು ಏಕ ನಿಯಂತ್ರಕರು ನಿರ್ವಹಿಸಲ್ಪಡ್ತಾರೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಒಂದು ಭಾರತ ದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ ಏಕ ನಿಯಂತ್ರಕರು ಯಾರಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಹಣಕಾಸಿಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಂತೆ ನಾವಿಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಬಹುದಾಗಿದೆ. ರಿಸರ್ವ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ, ಸೆಬಿ, ನಬಾರ್ಡ್ ಮತ್ತು FMC, IRDI, ಟ್ರಾಯ್ ಎಕ್ಸೆಟ್ರಾ. ಇವುಗಳು ಕೆಲವು ಉದಾಹರಣೆಗಳನ್ನು ನಾವಿಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲೇಟರಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ನೋಡಬಹುದಾಗಿದೆ. ಮಲ್ಟಿಪಲ್ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲೇಟರ್ಸ್ ಬಹು ನಿಯಂತ್ರಕರು. These are several benefits in having multiple regulators that are responsible for privacy. It is preferable to have privacy regulators at the federal, state and territory level, as it ensures that citizens in each jurisdiction have a regulators they can approach for advice and to make a complaint. ಅಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಹು ನಿಯಂತ್ರಕರಲ್ಲಿ ಇದು ಫೆಡರಲ್ ಆ ಜ್ಯೂರಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಂಥ ಪ್ರಮುಖವಾದಂಥ ಯಾವುದೇ ನಿಯಮಗಳನ್ನು ರಾಜ್ಯ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಅಥವಾ ಟೆರಿಟರಿ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಆ ಒಂದು ಜನಜಂಗುಳಿಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಂತೆ ಅವರು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಯಂತ್ರಕರುಗಳನ್ನು ನಾವು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಬಹುದಾಗಿದೆ. ದೆನ್ ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ವರ್ಸಸ್ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪಲ್ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲೇಟರ್ಸ್, ಏಕ ನಿಯಂತ್ರಕರು ಮತ್ತು ಬಹು ನಿಯಂತ್ರಕರ ಒಂದು ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸಗಳು. ಆರ್ಗ್ಯುಮೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ ಫೇವರ್ ಆಫ್ ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲೇಟರ್, ಏಕ ನಿಯಂತ್ರಕರ ಪರವಾಗಿ ವಾದ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ದೇರ್ ಆರ್ ಎಕನಾಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ scale for the regulators since unification may permit cost saving on the basis of shared infrastructure, administration and support system. The regulated units also benefit since unifications mitigates the cost of which supervised firms with diverse activities, that is financial conglomerates, bears for dealing with multiple regulators. Accountability is enhanced since complexity of the multiple supervisory system could lead to lack of clarity of rules and consequently lack of accountability. Regulatory arbitrage can be avoided in the case of single regulator. In multiple regulator regime, fragmentation of supervision could lead to competition inequalities as different units possibly offering similar products or services are supervised differently. Next, reducing the number of regulators could allow scarce supervisory resources, especially in specialist areas, to be pooled. A single regulator can respond more effectively to market innovations and development as there would be no regulatory gray areas. Unification aids in international cooperation as there is a single contract pointer for all regulatory issue. Argument against in the idea of a single regulator. ಏಕ ನಿಯಂತ್ರಕರ ವಿರುದ್ಧವಾಗಿ ವಾದ. Unification could lead to lack of clarity in functioning as multiple regulators tend to have different objectives. This objective may be depositor protection for banks versus investors, protection for capital market versus consumer protection for others financial firms. Concentrate of power could vitiate democratic policies. There are may actually be diseconomics of scale since monopolistic organization can be more rigid and bureaucratic than specialist agencies because they would typically be large and too broad based structure for effective regulations of the entire system. There may be unintended consequences of public tending to assume that all creditors of supervised institution will receive equal protection. Then, act related to financial sector regulations in India. ಭಾರತದ ದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಕೆಲವು ನಿಯಂತ್ರಣ ಹಣಕಾಸು ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಗಳು ಕಾಯ್ದೆಯ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಯಾವ್ದು ಬರ್ತಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದರೆ The Banking Regulation Act of 1949, Securities Contract Regulation Act 1956, Securities and Exchange Board of India's Act 1992, Depositories Act 1996, the Foreign Exchange Management Act 1999, Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority of India's Act 1999, the Competition Act of 2002. The Securitization and Reconstruction of Financial Assets and Enforcement of Security Interest Act 2002, Prevention of Money Laundering Act 2002, the Micro and Small Medium Enterprises Act 2006, Payment and Settlement System PSS Act 2007, Issue of Capital and Disclosure Requirement Regulations Act 2009, the Companies Act of 2013, and the Pension Fund Regulatory and Development Authority Act 2013. These are all the above reference books. Thank you very much.